Hello YouTube, I'm back with another video here, and I'm up to number 5 on my historic live auction haul binder showcase series. I've got all these binders and some other cards at an auction, and it was spectacular. We're going to get right into it. And you'll see in my final video, which at the current pace, I've got, I think, enough to make 7 or 8 more videos in this series, and then you'll see the grand finale, which you won't want to miss. So we're going to get right into this video, and it's going to showcase 1996 Donruss. As you can see, there's Frank Thomas. This is the complete set. I think it is 500 and some cards, and some inserts in the back. So we'll just show some notable players. Alex Rodriguez there, A-Rod, Brad Radke, Andy Van Slyke in a Phillies uniform, Will Clark, Steve Avery, Gary Sheffield, big home run hitter, David Cone, Manny Ramirez, Sandy Alomar Jr., Tino Martinez, a little visitor there. There's my cat. Whopper, say hello there, Whopper. He's got to see what's going on. Want to help me do this binder video, Whopper? Lance Johnson, Kirby Puckett, let's see any players of note on this page. Johnny Damon, Daryl Whitmore, who I believe was from, is Front Royal. Yeah, Front Royal, Virginia. Mariano Rivera, Jamie Moyer, who had a long career in the majors, Garrett Anderson, Lou Whitaker, Jeff Bagwell, John Valentin, one of my favorite players, one of my favorite Red Sox of all time, John Valentin. Brian Jordan, two-sport athlete, Al Leiter. $1996, that was the year I graduated high school. And that's been, holy crap, 23 years ago, 24 years ago. We're in 19 now, so it would be 23 years. Jason Isringhausen. There was a lot of hype surrounding him when he came up, I know. Oh, what the Mets could have been if that pitching staff would have worked out the way they wanted it to back in the mid-90s. I think it was Phil Pulsifer. You had Jason Isringhausen, Paul Wilson, and there was another pitcher that I can't recall right now. They were predicted to be, let's see, have the Mets in the World Series and bringing championships, but it never did materialize. Roberto Alomar there. Eddie Murray. Cal Ripken Jr. Checklist. Gary Gaetti, I remember him. Guys, wait a minute, I skipped one of the old school Donruss cards. I know they went back and made them again, but it's not the same. I think they have an elite card in every pack. And he even went to just naming a set of cards Donruss Elite. They've done that in football and baseball. And I mean, when you pulled an elite card back in the early 90s, you knew you had something special. Ryan Klesko. Jay Buhner. Cal Ripken Jr. Of course, I mean, pulling a card that was numbered at 10,000 back then was something big. Nowadays, I mean, that's nothing. It's nothing nowadays to pull a card that's numbered to 25 or to 10. Oral Hershiser there. He often flies under the radar in my book when you talk about good pitchers, great pitchers over the years. He was really outstanding with the Dodgers, but he wasn't able to stretch that out to a Hall of Fame career. But still good nonetheless. Aaron Seeley, Raul Mondesi, Kenny Rogers. Wonder why they never called him the Gambler. They should have called him the Gambler. He's playing and gave him that nickname. Rod Beck. Ruben Sierra. Alan Trammell. Jim Abbott. Let's see if there's any of note here. On this page, yeah, Mark Grace, Bob Hamlin, who had a great rookie season, and then after that, he just basically disappeared. Joe Carter, Dave Justice, Trevor Hoffman, Roberto Hernandez, Greg Vaughn, Harold Baines, Darryl Strawberry, Barry Bonds. There's Eddie Murray again, celebrating his 3,000 career hits. On June the 30th, 1995. Albert Bell, Bobby Bowe, you're still getting paid. Jim Edmonds, Sean Green, Javi Lopez, Troy O'Leary. I remember him when he played for the Red Sox. Omar Vizquel. Todd Van Poppel, Joey Cora, Andre Dawson. Tail end of his career there with the Marlins. Jose Canseco. Dave Winfield. Moises Alou, Dennis Martinez, Jeff Kent, Lee Smith, Tom Glavine, Don Mattingly, Mike Greenwell, Kurt Schilling, Charles Johnson, Jose Lima, and we got Paul Molitor's checklist with his 1,000th career RBI, 1,000th career RBI for Kirby Puckett in 1995. Sammy Sosa, Ken Griffey Jr. I had forgotten what good photography that Donruss had, and you talk about Stadium Club, but they had some great photography. Donruss had some great photography as well. Well, look at that. Look at that card. Greg Jeffries. Larry Walker. Pedro Martinez. Fred McGriff. Hopefully we'll get into the Hall of Fame. Ivan Rodriguez. Ozzie Smith. Wade Boggs. Rafael Palmeiro. Luis Gonzalez, who I forgot had played for the Cubs. Carlos Delgado. John Smoltz. Matt Williams. Jim Tomei. Juan Gonzalez. Jimmy Key. Remember Jimmy Key. John Olerud. Tim Raines. Cliff Floyd. Hideo Nomo. Kenny Lofton. Greg Maddux. Kevin Brown. Bernie Williams. Paul O'Neill. Deion Sanders. Dennis Eckersley. Tony Clark. Ron Gant. Paul Molitor. Jack McDowell. Terry Bradshaw, but not the Terry Bradshaw of Steelers glory. Mike Piazza. Cecil Fielder. Chipper Jones. 2,500 career hits for Wade Boggs on that checklist. Barry Larkin. David Wells. Does not look like David Wells. Looks. I didn't even realize he had played for the Reds. So, Edgar Martinez. Craig Biggio. Tim Salmon. Randy Johnson. Just a ton of Hall of Fame players. Tim Wakefield. Griffey. Jeter. Mo Vaughn. Ozzie Goulden, who's trying to escape Mark McGuire. Mike Messina, who will probably get into the Hall this year. Tony Gwynn. Roger Clemens, the Rocket. Brady Anderson. And then we're going to get into some inserts. Some really nice, let's see, what was this? Yeah, Diamond Kings, Roberto Alomar. This is when they started serial numbering the Diamond Kings. 10,000. Just nice cards. Pedro Martinez there. Be nice to get that card autographed. That'd be sharp. Don Mattingly. That's another nice one there. Derek Bell. Wally Joyner. Brian Jordan. Mike Messina. And the checklist. And we got some press proofs. This is right along the time they started doing the press proofs in Donruss, I guess you could say. Roberto Alomar. Matt Williams. And then we got a couple more here. Then we had the long ball leaders insert. There's Mark McGuire, and we got freeze frame of Ken Griffey Jr., the Elite Series, Greg Maddux. Always a nice card. Round trippers, Frank Thomas. And these next ones are the hit list. Mike Piazza, Frank Thomas. Showdown Series, I remember pulling a Tony Gwynn and Roger Clemens card. So we got Greg Maddux and Griffey on that one. And we got a couple more in here in the back. We got Dante Bichette and Larry Walker and Mike Messina and Mike Piazza, as well as Eddie Murray, hit list, and Carlos Baerga. So that's pretty much going to do it for the 1996 Donruss binder. I thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.